Hello everyone, I'm PushStixx and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much if you've been here before, and if you haven't, please do like, subscribe and ring the bell icon if you enjoy this content. So, although the DualSense is an absolutely awesome controller and is packed with new features, the battery life isn't the best. So one thing I always buy for my consoles is a charging dock or station, and these allow you to charge two controllers simultaneously by just dropping them directly into the dock. So I actually have two docks to talk about today. The official PlayStation 5 dock, which sets you back around £25 or $30, and then this unofficial dock from OIVO, which costs around £19 here in the UK or $19 in the US. I'll do a quick unboxing of both docks and then talk about the setup, the design, what I like and dislike, and ultimately which one I recommend buying. So let's start with the official Sony dock. If you've bought a PS5 or any of the accessories, this design and box will be very familiar. They're not the best quality boxes in the world, but they're fine. So once you've opened the outer box, you'll find that all of the contents are actually stored inside another more durable box. So opening this up, you have the normal health and safety leaflet, which I literally never read. You have a power brick as the official dock runs off the mains power, not through the PS5. You have the plug, and finally inside this plastic bag, you have the dock itself. My initial impressions are that it's nice and light, and the design is immediately familiar as it perfectly matches the PS5. So yeah, it's just a fairly normal unboxing experience. Now let's look at the OIVO box, and here it is. Immediately, both of these boxes look fairly similar. They've even got the matching grey button pattern in the background, and they're fairly similar in size, although this box is actually slightly smaller than the official dock. It's also got some fairly dodgy branding going on. It literally says for the P5 instead of the PS5. But yeah, let's get into it. So unlike the official dock, all the contents are immediately accessible once you open the outer box. This dock also comes with two charging methods, either using a USB-C to USB-C cable, as you can see here, or a double USB-A to USB-C cable, which I'm sure you notice I actually dropped when opening the box. The USB-C to USB-C cable is actually pretty solid. It feels quite premium, which surprised me straight away. Moving on, you have some documentation, a tiny triangle label, which literally means nothing, and finally the dock itself. And again, straight away it feels a lot better than expected, and it's actually a fairly close match to the official dock unboxing experience. So as I said earlier, the official PS5 dock runs off mains power supply, which I think is a bit overkill and a waste of a wall socket. I have no idea why this can't be USB powered like every other dock I've owned, so that's just something to be aware of. One thing to note, the cables in the box use these little paper twists instead of the plastic ones you normally see, which is a great move by Sony. It's just one less piece of plastic in the ocean, so it's good to see that. But anyway, to set this up, you plug the cable from the power brick into the dock itself, and then plug in this figure 8 cable to the brick, and then plug that into the wall. And that's it. There's no on-off switch or any lights to indicate the dock is on, but it is actually now good to go. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the OIVO dock plugs directly into the PlayStation, and I much prefer this method. So it's entirely up to you which of the two cables you want to use to power this dock, but as I say, you can just plug either of them directly into the console itself. Once you've done this, you get greeted with this LED screen. There's also an on-off switch on the back of the dock, so if you don't want to have it powered on all of the time, you don't have to. And that's basically it. It's a pretty straightforward setup process. Now that both the docks are set up and ready to go, let's talk about the features, starting with the OIVO dock. So one of the things you'll notice straight away with this dock is that it features this LED screen on the front. On the screen you'll find two controller icons, and these light up blue when the controller is fully charged or red whilst the controller is charging. There's also a blue strip light around the outside of the screen, and this actually pulses while the controller is charging. It's pretty handy having this display on the dock as it's immediately obvious whether your controller is charged or not. One thing to note, this screen scratches really easily. My screen is already covered in loads of scratches, and I actually think it came like this in the box. But anyway, to charge the controller you just drop them straight into the dock, and that's it. It can be a little bit fiddly finding the correct placement the first few times, but once you've got the hang of it, they sit in place nice and easily. Moving on to the official PlayStation dock, there really isn't much to say in terms of features here. It really does offer the bare minimum you would expect from a charging dock. You won't find any screen, on-off switch, lights or anything else on this dock. You simply drop the controllers into the dock to start charging, and that's it. Now, you might think the lack of features is a bad thing, but the DualSense controller shows you everything you need to know. When your controller is charging, the lights around the touchpad will pulse orange, and when it's fully charged, the lights turn off. Just like the OIVO, it can be a bit fiddly getting the controllers to fit in properly, but once you get used to the correct placement, it's pretty easy. So side by side, these docks look very similar. You can see here just how similar they actually are. They both have a black centre strip flanked by two white fins, just like the console. However, the official dock has a glossy black finish and the OIVO dock has a more of a matte black finish. One difference between the two is how the controllers actually sit in the dock. When charging the controller using the OIVO dock, they're slightly angled backwards compared to the official Sony dock, which keeps the controllers in a more upright position. Personally, I do prefer the look of the official dock and the upright profile of the controllers. Saying that, the screen on the OIVO dock is really useful and I can see this functionality being more important to a lot of people. So which of these charging stations would I recommend? Well, to be honest, I think it all comes down to preference here. If you aren't bothered about official accessories, I would probably recommend the OIVO dock. Not only is it cheaper, it includes the LED screen and also charges by plugging directly into the PS5, which in my opinion is a much better solution to powering the dock. Yes, it's slightly bigger, but there isn't much in it and it matches the overall look of the PS5 really well. But I really like official accessories, so for me, I'd pick the official dock. I prefer its slimline design and the angle that the controllers sit in it whilst charging. It just feels a bit more minimal and classy than the OIVO dock in my opinion. If like me you like official accessories, you're going to buy this one anyway, but if you're not bothered, you really should consider saving yourself some money and opt for the OIVO. Anyway, I just wanted to make this video to show you the difference between an official and unofficial charging station for the PS5. I hope this helps if you're thinking about buying one of these. I'd love to know if you already own a charging station, are thinking of buying one, and if this video has helped you at all in making your decision, so please do let me know in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you want to see more content like this, please do like and subscribe, and you can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and both of the links to those accounts are in the video description. I'm PushStixx, I hope you have an awesome day, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.